The remaining two speakers, Senator Schumer has yielded his time to me. I will be the last speaker before the vote. My colleague from Idaho says this is driven by hate and vitriol. Tell President Trump he well knows that from my first months in the Senate, I have taken this position now against 4 presidents, Democratic and Republican. The principles that have been stated on this floor about the Constitution and War Powers Resolution are very, very clear. Congress declares war. Once declared, the President is the Commander-in-Chief. There is no war without a declaration of Congress. The President, as Commander-in-Chief, can defend the United States against imminent attack, but there was no such imminent threat posed by the Iranian nuclear program, as the President's own National Security Advisor testified to Congress shortly before this strike, and as the Israeli Foreign Minister announced before the U.S. strike that the Israeli actions had set the nuclear program back 2 or 3 years. No imminent attack on the United States, no imminent threat. That means Congress gets to declare war. This is not about hatred for any president. It is about standing up and doing what we took an oath to do. My colleague from South Carolina says we've only declared war 5 times, ending with World War II. That's not accurate. Congress has had the guts to at least vote on authorizing war up through 2002. But in 2002, something happened, Mr. President, in this body. The Senate and the House got lied into a war with bogus intelligence about the weapons program of the nation of Iraq. We should be haunted by that. We should be haunted by that. The claims that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction led us into a war where thousands of troops and thousands of U.S. contractors were killed. And so what should have been the learning that came out of that we should do a good job kicking the tires as Congress before we go into a war and not get lied into a war. Instead, Mr. President, what I fear, since there's been no willingness of Congress to vote on any war since 2002, is what members of this body have decided is, wow, we got it wrong. We were lied into a war. We voted in a way that we regretted. So let's not vote at all. Let's not vote at all. Let's overturn the congressional and constitutional history that says we only go to war with Congress and try to hide in the grass. Many of my colleagues have said things about Iran and how bad Iran is. None of them have ever introduced an authorization for war against Iran. If Iran is so bad, do that. People in this body would rather not vote so they can't be held accountable. I get that. That's a human impulse. It's just a human impulse that so disrespects the service of our men and women in uniform. If we're going to send troops into harm's way, our sons and daughters, whether they're flying bombing missions or ground troops or covert operations, we ought to have the guts in this body to cast a vote saying that war is necessary. Not just act as cheerleaders and hide from culpability, hide from accountability, hide from responsibility. If you vote against Senate Joint Resolution 59, what you are saying is, this president should be able to wage war without coming to Congress. If you think the president should have to come to Congress, whether you're for or against a war in Iran, you'll support Senate Joint Resolution 59. You'll support the Constitution that has stood the test of time. You'll support your oath. I urge a positive vote on the resolution, and I yield back.
Question occurs on the motion to discharge S.J. Res. 50.